Alright, let's take a look at that. So, Ryan here did the lap for me. I'm pretty good at the Glen. I went on vacation and ran out of time to do the B-Fix lap, and Ryan's been doing really great with these road courses in B-Fix, so I handed over to him for one final time until the Roval this year. So, I might be able to do the Roval too, but we'll see. So, Ryan said this could be either a first lap or a second lap. I like the first lap here, especially if you do a little bit of tire heating on your out lap, just kind of dragging your brake a little bit as you're going around the track. So I think first lap is completely fair. So going into his lap here, his braking point is going to be pretty early compared to what you're used to if you run these in road cars a lot. You see even before the 300. You can get up to the 80 or 90% as long as you're keeping your wheels straight. And then as he turns in, he tries to get to the curb, and then he goes straight from a trail brake into a partial throttle. And then again, do not go full throttle on turn one until your wheel is completely straight, because that is not going to be very stable if you try to force full throttle early. See here, partial. Now he's straight, now he's going full throttle. It feels tempting, but you just can't do it. Okay, and then late apexing the first S here so that he's able to set up for the second part of the S's. So you see that he doesn't get to the curb until the very end of the S, and then he stays all the way to the right until just this patch of asphalt comes right after the curb. And then he turns back. And he just holds that 80-90% throttle, holds it in third. And then he uses his fourth gear right as he's coming out, because if he shifts into fourth gear too early, it's going to cause a tight condition that's going to hurt his handling, and he's going to slide up, and it's going to be hard to finish the corner that way. So he just waits for fourth gear until he gets to the exit of the S's. All right, now here's the very, very important part, obviously, the chicane. So a couple things I've noted here in the truck video, that's the same as the Xfinity video. And oh yeah, if you're wondering, I am on vacation. This is on my Mac, so this is why things are kind of scuffed today, but I still want to explain this for you guys. So you want to brake not the latest spot possible, because what you want to avoid is having to use any sort of pedals over this first curb. You want to get over the curb as close to the wall as possible with zero inputs, because as you land, because it's a big bump, you don't want any sort of brake or any sort of throttle to kind of mess up the balance of the car. It's a lot better and more consistent if you just let the car handle itself, no pedal inputs as you land. So you see here, he waits until he lands, and then he blips the throttle a little bit, and then again, he's going over this curb. As he's going over that curb, again, no inputs. So, coasting over the curbs and then over the last two, you can kind of just muscle through. So let's take a look at it one more time. I won't pause it. We'll kind of talk you through it a little bit more. So he's going to brake early. Off all pedals on the first. Same on the second. And then back through the throttle on the third and fourth part of the curb. Okay, and then he's going to set up a little bit wide here on the carousel so that he's able to kind of turn down a little early so that he can use this real estate that he was given. So Ryan actually did the legal way of getting this far onto the curb, but this is the only runoff where you can actually run off and not get a 1X. So if you have to use it all, go ahead and use it all. But there is a patch of grass here that you cannot touch or else you'll get a 1X. So let's take a look at the carousel one more time. So he gets to the chicane super well, and then he sets up a little bit of a arc into the carousel, a little bit of a diamond shape, and then he turns down so that he's able to carry as much speed as possible off the corner without going too wide. All right, now going into this left-hander, he gets on the brake. Braking point for B and C is about the same here. He brakes at about this patch of asphalt right here on the right. Right at the end of that, he gets on the brake, keeps it in third. You're able to just keep it in third here. No need to throw it into second. And then for the final corner, you will throw it into second. I think you can get away with throwing it into third, or keeping it in third here too, but I think second's just a little bit faster. I think you can see in the relative, you might have tried third gear before there. So let's take a look at that one more time. Alright, so keeping it in third through this left-hander, don't try any funny shifting shenanigans. It's a pretty tight exit, but you still keep the revs up. And then last turn here, partial throttle until your wheel is straight, and then bring her home. Alright, and then same thing goes with the long run. This line, the braking points and everything, they might shift slightly back for a long run. Just make sure that you are not forcing your throttle too much on corner exit, or when you're going through the S's, don't have your rear hanging out every single lap, because getting heat in these tires is going to be the death of a long run. You just want to keep the car as grounded as possible, as engaged as possible throughout the entire race. Alright, thank you all for watching. Hope you have a wonderful day, and I hope to see you all on the track.